Hello, okie dokie. Now, that inventive and endlessly imaginative mind of Mr. Arjen Lucassen has been at work again to bring us yet another winner of an album, as well, only he can really. This time it's not an Arjen album or any of his other side projects. Instead, this one, Songs No One Will Hear, goes out as an Arjen solo album. And as usual with the man, there's a conceptual theme, and the strap line in the booklet says this is the soundtrack of the apocalypse, no less. And the story that unfolds over the course of the album is based around, it's a little bit cheesy, but you know, Arjen's good at that, isn't he? It's based around an asteroid due to hit the Earth in 5 months' time, and charts how the population reacts right up until the very end. And so, whilst this is an Arjen solo job, many of those who have collaborated with him over the years crop up here in various supporting roles, such as, just to name three, Irene and Floor Jansen and Joost van den Broek, right? And this is such a, given the subject matter, this is such a fun album. You know, even Arjen can make the end of the world sound fun. As always, the songwriting is exemplary, as is Arjen's multi-musicianship, all flawless as ever. Lyrically, it's very clever too. It's quite often lyrically biting and sarcastic, but yet humorous. And there's how can I describe it? Progressively more unhinged little brief narration bits between songs by Mike Mills as an Australian radio show host and his End of the World broadcasts. It is quite funny. And talking about progressively, as you'd expect here, prog's a big feature. Though in typical Arjen style, it merges prog with the bombastic and symphonic heavy stuff. We've got lots of riffing and tasty guitar licks, some bluesy stuff, all sorts of keyboards and organ swirls, and those familiar folksy tinges that Arjen likes to bring in as well, with some violin and some flute. And we got lots of glorious hooks and melodies too, but we got bits of everything. It's all so well put together and flows so well. And so plenty going on musically and lyrically. And as you might think, given the subject matter, it's a difficult listen, but not so. Such is the level of composition and delivery, it's immediately accessible from the first listen, and becomes more so with each additional listen. The clock ticks down, tongue twister. The clock ticks down sets the scene first, the first proper song after a bit of brief narration, with the realization in 5 months' time it's all over, because that big rock's going to fall out of the cat sky and end things immediately. Arjen and Irene Jansen trade the vocals. There's a dark sort of somber undertone, though it all breaks out into some nice heavy riffing and atmospheric synths and whatnot. Nice one. My favourite is Goddamn Conspiracy. Huge fun, biting, topical and sarcastic, yet humorous lyrics. Chugs along nicely with the nice hooks and the riffs and the guitar licks. Glorious organ break, and it made me think of a bit of vintage Uriah Heep. And then Arjen even works in some flute and violin interludes to folk rock it up a bit as well. In 4.5 minutes, he packs in so many different styles, it's quite mind-spinning. Then over the rest of the album, the approaching doom is dealt with, again, you know, progressively over the remainder, with more of the humour and merging of musical styles. Just a quick example, the arrival of the mysterious Dr. Slumber, who in his own way decides to run a bus tour to the site the asteroid's due to hit. Well, why wouldn't you, right? And then it all leads up to the glorious 15-minute closer of Our Final Song. And you have to wonder, in 15 minutes, has anyone packed so much into it? It's sweepingly majestic, bombastic, epic. that brings to the end to the world as that planet killer arrives and ends everything. You know, Arjen hits the spot yet again. He's one of a kind, and you know, nobody does it better than Arjen or this kind of stuff, does he? Marvelous, marvelous stuff. All the usual formats are available, you know, physical, digital, and all the rest of it. So I'll put a link to it on Amazon in the description below, so you can obtain your version of choice. Though again, you know, other outlets available. So that's it. Arjen Anthony Lucassen, songs no one will hear, but songs that you should hear. So make sure you do. Please do subscribe to this channel before you disappear, if you wouldn't mind, because that would be a big help. And until next time, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and take care.